you're going to need to use 4G mobile proxies.
What has always been a concern is finding traffic.
Be ahead of the game and filter through those problems as they come up.
Of course, you're taking your time to talk about me. I'm triggering you, so that's money.
Hello, my name is Doug Moore.
Hi there, my name is Carlos.
Yeah, I'm Brittany.
I'm Miss Caitlyn Brooks.
Hi everyone, I'm Tim.
Hi, I'm Lorenzo.
Well, when you're trying to build multiple, let's say, Instagram accounts, what you want to do is be able to clone the accounts on one mobile device. On one mobile device, you can actually create multiple accounts of Instagram. But I suggest that you only have 6 accounts per device. And the reason for that is if you are running 4 hours of automation, you would kind of split up the automation and not run 24 hours. Because if you're running 24 hours of automation, you're going to get flagged and you're going to get banned. So one of your questions was also about the proxies. If you're trying to target the US market, you're going to need to use 4G mobile proxies. Don't be using residential or data center proxies, because that's going to get you flagged right away. Are you using mobile?
No.
Okay, so right away, mobile proxies. You can buy them from anywhere, but I also offer them, as a plug for my account. But I do that because I only sell the proxy to one client. There's other mobile proxy sellers that will actually sell the same proxy. They resell to many different clients. And what will happen is, for one, you might slow down on your amount of bandwidth, but you can also, if the other person's doing a lot of shady things that is actually really bad, you'll get your accounts flagged and banned right away. But when you're working with proxies, and when it comes to mobile proxies, you want to rotate your IP address every time you log in and log out of each account. Are you doing that? Okay, so that's pretty much, I see where you have a problem, is using mobile proxies, but also rotating the IP address if you're logging in and out of each account. So it's very important. So, is anybody else having? Sure.
You're speaking mostly to agencies who obviously have large teams. Is this something that you can see an individual creator who hasn't amassed a large team also utilizing? And what kind of time investment does that look like for an individual creator?
Yeah, we've built out a very robust knowledge base, and we try to make it as easy as possible. You don't need a full phone farm. You could start with one phone and plug it into your, I suggest you use actually Android phones and Windows computer. You'll be able to do a lot more. Okay, good. Yeah. No, one person, one single creator could use one phone and create 6 accounts on that one phone. The knowledge base that we've built out, we feel, is very robust and very educational. If there is a problem and you have still a question, it helps us to then add it to the knowledge base.
I wanted to kind of, if you don't mind, change the topic. Sorry, but I've got an opportunity to be here with a bunch of different OnlyFans management agencies that everybody's got different strategies and techniques to get subscriptions to their various fan platforms. I was very interested to hear any of your secrets that you might be willing to share, like what's converting best for you. Is it Reddit? Is it Instagram, Twitter farms? What is it that you're currently doing that is working really well for you? And I'm going to hit you up first, young man.
Okay, well, I work a lot with trans models. So what works for me is Grindr, and and we're using like proxies and stuff. Lots of accounts. We're doing it in-house. We're creating a lot of accounts, driving it through VPS, like basically doing that automation. But we also work with X, with IG a little bit. So, but this is my agency only, but I'm working with OnlyMonster as well. And actually, I have a question for OnlyMonster. You added a lot of platforms, and what we would like to see, like some of the basic features that you already have for OnlyFans, like translation, for example. How am I going to work with traffic from Netherlands, but my chatters are from Philippines, and they're not going to go to Google Translate all the time and translate that. So are you planning to implement those things? Like, for example, for Meme is huge in France.
Yeah.
And
we already localized the platform. In every market we go to, it's already localized, the platform, so the dashboard and stuff. But we're also planning to make translation integrations to make it easier for them to translate. AI's translation, of course, is now very good. We're also thinking of maybe doing it even in like dubbing and stuff like that, but it has to be very natural because we want to keep the real connection. It shouldn't be AI fake or something like that.
It's a lot of work, to work with Zed's Power for smaller platforms and OnlyMonster for the bigger platforms. But like my question is when we can expect like features like that in OnlyMonster.
Totally reasonable question. And yes, indeed, we implemented 8 platforms so far, and one of the latest were Reddit and Telegram. So now you can actually put a proxy before you connect your Reddit account so that you do not get banned, just like we discussed here. And yeah, the expansion of tools towards other platforms that we have already integrated is a sophisticated process, multi-phased process, and the decision making in that regard is based on numbers as well, like what's the value that we can bring, what's the value that OnlyMonster is gonna obtain after we expand this list of tools and features available. So answering directly like how much time it's gonna take to implement, for example, translation tool to some of the 8 platforms we recently added, it's a challenging question, maybe months. I really hope that we are talking about this year, and well, the implementation of a new platform is quite expensive, I think. So it takes a lot of decision making on the go. But when we speak about adding those tools which already work for OnlyFans right now, and it's just duplicating them to a different platform that we already have, it's easier for sure, and the more agencies need it, the higher priority it gets. So this is what I always invite doing. Those agencies who already work with us, or those who are considering working with OnlyMonster as well, please let us know what you need in the first place. Some agencies mentioned that it's all about statistics, analytics, and this is what we need in the most elaborated way you can provide, and we should be focusing on that. Other agencies say translator is the thing that I need for my chatting teams to start working today. And we gather all those feedbacks. We have a list of requests, and we have expanded our team quite a lot. We were like 15 people a year ago. Now we're more than 60. More than half of them are programmers, coders, and we have even separate divisions for implementing new tools, bringing them to OnlyFans, bringing them to other platforms as well. So make sure we know that you are waiting for this specific set of tools, and you can actually make it as a list of must-have and the list of like would be nice to have as well. So yeah, just like you were saying as well, you are looking to expand towards other markets, and you want to bring those things that OnlyFans missing. And this is a pity that we cannot talk to people who are actually responsible for implementing those updates to OnlyFans. So we, as something we can bring on top of what OnlyFans provides, and if you see something missing and you feel like there could be some solution, workaround, some software that brings you that feature, brings you that tool, either to OnlyFans or to any other platform we work with, please let us know. We are here to bring them. We listen, and we want you to have everything you need, basically. The better for you, the better for us.
Who here actually buys some traffic from Meta, Reddit, or any of the other networks? Okay, so are you familiar with the retargeting pixel?
No, I'm not familiar, but I have a good media buyer, and like good media buyer is 30% of work.
Okay, so if you're buying any type of traffic from Reddit, from Meta, or all the other, even Google, you have to put a retargeting pixel on your website. So when the person lands on your website, you can then start sending them ads, so you can then bring them through a funnel, okay?
Where do you funnel them?
Well, you're not going to be able to do it if you're using Linktree unless they are able to add your Google, Meta, or Reddit.
Promotes her on TikTok and Meta
Yeah.
ads.
Okay.
And
So if he must be using a retargeting pixel because
Probably, yes.
if he knows what he's doing.
I'm so familiar to that.
The
it
word?
sounds familiar with
Yeah.
that word. Yeah.
So the retargeting pixel is actually one of the most important things you're doing when you're spending money on ads. Because once the person lands on your website, a pixel will fire in the background and you'll be able to retarget that person over and over and over and over. Well, until you find out they're not converting. Once they convert, then you remove them from your retargeting funnel.
Where do you think it's good to funnel them?
Well, when they land on your website, you'll start
Directly from
Instagram, from
TikTok to OnlyFans. That's
No.
possible.
It's impossible.
Yeah,
You'd have to
totally.
go TikTok, website, fire the pixel, then Instagram.
Because I funnel them to Telegram channel, and
Right.
I promote them on Telegram channel and send them messages. Come there, come
Correct.
click on the link, and they
Right.
conversion rate is pretty good.
Okay, and then once you have their actual information and all of their data, you can then start using lookalike audiences. Are you familiar with the lookalike audience?
No, keep talking.
A lookalike audience is actually customers that look like your current clients, your members. Similar. Meta knows everything about everybody. They all know we're sitting here in this venue together. If we've used our credit cards, if we've surfed those sites, they know that our demographic is the same. We're spending the money on the same things. We're traveling to the same events. So the lookalike audience is actually one of the most important parts of what made Facebook Facebook. That's what made Facebook different than MySpace or Friendster at the time. They were the first ones to actually come out with the lookalike audience, and then Google after that. But with the lookalike audience, you take your current database or somebody else's database and you upload it to Meta or Reddit or TikTok or any of the other platforms that you want to buy ads on, and you'll be able to retarget or target the people that are already customers. They have the same spending habits. They have the same. You could. I'm for hire, and I'm cheap. I work with Brittany, right? Brittany can afford me. Yeah. I've been in this industry for a long time. I've owned platforms. I've worked mainstream, MTV, Spike TV, Nickelodeon, Discovery Channel, AT&T, Live Jasmine, Brittany. I mean, I work with all the big companies, and yeah. And if you want the information, the sauce, I'm going to give it to you. And I'm not afraid to give it out for free. I'll give you everything I know for free. I'll never charge you. And if you want to do business with me after, then that's cool. You know what I mean? And you'll see me at every event. I don't hide behind my computer. You know, I do black hat, and but I'm not a thief, unlike Leo. But Leo's obviously a lot richer than I am. So. Okay. Yeah.
And one more topic that I wanted to discuss with all of you is about AI. Like in our agency, we do use a lot of AI to create AI reels, shorts formats for YouTube, for TikTok, but mostly for Instagram, of course, because it's working the best. Probably all of you have seen many Instagram models that are running their accounts completely with reels, with AI reels, without creating own content at all. And we do have big success with reels, AI reels with trans models, but maybe some of you tried already with soft models and without niche.
So I've been a cam model for a lot of years. I've been doing it for about 15. And I have actually done something similar to, I believe, what Brittany's doing with her AI model right now is instead of aligning an AI model to be my brand, i.e. posting it to my fans as myself, I'm running a completely separate platform in parallel to what I'm doing as only an AI model. So the AI model is her own brand. It's an extension of Caitlyn Brooks, but I'm not using it in replacement of the content that I'm already creating, because then essentially I can charge a very high premium for in-person live video calls, voice chats, texting directly with me. But the fans that can't afford this high price point, because I'm $15 plus per minute, they can then associate with my AI bot, which I'm training, working with, is me, and I have essentially an AI twin to where she is like a duality of me. So you can get her to do things that maybe I'm not willing to do, or you can go to her if you can't afford to chat with me. So I'm running it more of as a duality, a parallel to my brand than an extension of my actual brand. That's just as an individual model how I'm personally utilizing AI. Obviously, the back end, I'm using AI in 100,000 things, but for my forward-facing brand that my clients are aware of, it's mostly utilizing that content as a completely separate moneymaker, almost like a completely separate funnel for me. And hopefully at one point in time, you know, the platforms that we are working on allow me to even do an extension of a platform to where I can have a completely separate platform that's run completely AI. But that's a future build out that I'm just working on myself.
Right now, obviously, AI is hot, and the banks are having a problem with it. They are high chargebacks because the client or customer might buy. OnlyFans doesn't allow AI. They don't allow it. I don't think they ever will, but we'll see. But the problem is that they're having problems with high chargebacks because the client will see the model, the AI model, go to the account, buy it, and then realize that it was AI and then charge it back. So the chargebacks and refunds are very high. I'm not saying that you can't get good traffic from that. You can, but OnlyFans won't allow it. There are some other platforms that allow it. FanView does, yeah.
I'm using it on
Yeah.
OnlyFans.
Until you get caught.
Okay, yeah, I had a question. So, are you not scared with AI? Fans are going to use your content and make their own AI videos of you.
Contracts are important. Knowing where your content is going, who owns it, owners it. Well, realistically, I still own my content. So even if it's AI generated, I still own that content. So if a client is to take my content and utilize it, they could take an in-person, video of me and utilize it the same way in AI. And then we go into all of the issues with DMCA takedowns and things like that. But I think just like we saw when we had the internet explode, we all have seen, the movement of when, nudity and revenge porn, suddenly there were laws against it. And, for the 10 years of the internet before that, there were no laws against nudity and revenge porn being posted on the internet. AI, I feel, is going to be the same space. I think we're going to have a couple martyrs who unfortunately go through some really terrible things, just like we did during those days of the internet. And something's going to have to go vastly wrong before legislation in any country looks at it as needing, laws or, red tape, essentially, to use AI. We didn't know what we were getting into when the internet was born. We didn't know what kind of things were going to come out of it. And it wasn't until there were human beings who were hurt by the practices and then had big campaigns and things to change the legislation. So I feel like realistically, I can do my best to censor what a client is going to do with my content, but I only have so much control. And if they are going to use an AI video generated of me to replicate content, they could just as easily download my entire OnlyFans cache, everything I've ever sent them, and utilize that content to upload an AI bot. And I think that's part of the fear that creators have with AI coming into our space, or even being on the internet as a whole, is we don't have any rules. It's the wild, wild west all over again. But if you've been in porn for multiple years, as a lot of the women in this room have been, you've seen a lot of things have to change, and a lot of lobbying, and a lot of hitting the ground in the pavement to have things change. So I think long term we're going to need legislation to help with that.
Yeah, and the thing is also because we also had some leaks like that happen, and they went to the police and they say, oh, it's illegal, but we don't do anything. So we hired our own team to take it down. What you say, DMCA.
There's only so much we as creators can control.
Oh, really?
We have DMCA companies and
Thank
things
you.
like that, and let's have our fingers crossed that Mark or
You're my savior here.
somebody out there figures out a way to target those things. The facial recognition, utilizing AI on their end, white labeling all the companies using white labels, that's an internal project essentially for adults as a whole. It's not going to be me yelling at my fans that fixes it. It's not going to be just the DMCA teams, targeting and utilizing AI, and it's not going to be just legislation. Unfortunately, we are in an economic world where it's going to take a lot of people making the choices to limit AI, but I see a lot of things going terribly wrong before we get there, and we can either wait for those terrible things to happen and then move into AI 5 years later, or we can all, again, be risk takers and challenge what's going on in the world and take those risks, be ahead of the game, and filter through those problems as they come up. There's nothing else we can do.
I'm going to let you breathe.
Hi there, I have an important question I always wanted to ask, and now I have the opportunity. If you Google OnlyFans right now, you're gonna see a lot of those articles like who made how much money, etc., etc. But a part of that, there will be a lot of scandals, like Reuters writing articles about there are chatters there, it's a scammy thing, etc., etc., etc. So the question is for agencies and independent creators as well. You use marketing funnels to squeeze those fans. Like you have funnels to make them pay, but do you have funnels or strategies in order to build trusting relationships, at least with the whales? Like it's a money bag. What strategies you utilize to build trusting relationship with those guys?
Mine's super duper easy. I'm a cam model. You can log in 20 hours a week, 10 on a travel week sometimes, but you can log in at any point in time and talk to me. I'm there, I'm live, you see my room, you see my things, you get to know me. So if a client leaves that space, I'm real to them. I also do a lot of fan events and things like that, Avian, Exotica, things like that, and just being in person. And then sharing this side of the world with my fan base has also been really good for me, because they see me as also a businesswoman. They see that it is a business. They see me out here with all of the other creators and things like that. So it makes me more tangible. How everybody else is doing that, I'm not sure. But but as a cam model specifically, you have that space.
Like guys can have 50 creators, 100 creators, and probably they, probably they plan it somehow.
Hey, you guys might have noticed a big drop in traffic recently. Google stopped indexing OnlyFans. So that's a big reason for it. If you try to search OnlyFans and your name, your actually username, you'll see it's not indexed anymore. So
to answer your question, and I'm not going to talk too much about OnlyFans, but I'm going to talk about webcamming. I think it was a forum, I don't know what the name right now, I'm lacking the name. It was a forum where they used to talk about webcam models. Oh, they are working from the studio, they have a trainer behind them, they are typing, they are not real, they are scamming members. At the beginning, a lot of models, they used to be very scared about that. Oh, they are talking about me. And then I saw that 10 of our models, they used to be on that forum and everybody was talking about them. And I saw an increase on users and also on spendings on them. And then I was searching their pages, on webcam, me as a model, I have a page. Because of those many times used name, my Google used to index me. So it's not about what they are talking about me, it's about using my name. So let them talk. It's not bad publicity, it's just people talking about me. So they want to see they are talking bad shit about me. Let's meet that girl, who the fuck she is. And they will come to my page and they will find me as a sweet girl. Some of them, they will hate me, some of them, they will like me. But I'm interested on those who like me and also on those who want to say, fuck you, you're a whore. Oh, of course, you're taking your time to talk about me. I'm triggering you, so that's money. So as a studio, I'm using that. Every time I have a reporter coming over and say, look, we want to interview. Yeah, come. Please do talk with the models, because you're going to use her name on different kind of platforms that they will reach to new users that I'm not able to reach. So someone that it's, I don't know, reading New York Times, I'm not able to pay an ad over there, but they will come and do an interview with one of my models. I'm more than happy to say welcome here, and she has another friend, so if you want to add some names over there. So it's not about people talking bad about you, it's people talking about you, and that's the end of it. So don't be afraid of that, don't be afraid of the forums, of people talking about they are using chatters. So what? I'm using chatters. They need to keep up and do a story behind it, be smart. Talk with the chatters what they have to do and to be able to sell, but they will hear about you.
It's kind of general question, but still, speaking about all these different strategies, chatters that need to know how to maintain that trust, so it was a surprise for me to find out that big agencies, for example, say it was never a challenge to onboard creators. It's like people recommend you to each other, friends recommend friends. So finding models like for agencies that have 10 creators or 100 creators is not a big issue. What has always been a concern is finding traffic, and traffic is always relevant for both small, big agencies, creators. So I'm actually curious to hear like a direct from you. Maybe there is some kind of a challenge on top of these unexpected things, like the finding creators, not an issue, finding traffic is an issue. Maybe there is some other challenge that you are running into lately that you would actually like to share some thoughts on, and maybe we can together find some kind of solution to that kind of challenge that was recently you were facing. And that, yeah, the agency, for agencies.
Alright, so one of my problems that I encounter, I want to run a Romanian market, and I wanted to ask also my friend here, Andre, if he's using Filipino chatters or where are the... No,
don't use it. From my perspective, I will tell you something. If you take someone from a country that it's poor and it's happy with $10 and he's like a big win for him, he's not able to sell you for 100 or 1,000. And it's a big problem of the mentality. So get someone from a country that it's scamming people. So that's the best way to find chatters. Go to countries where they scam people, where they are the best on doing that. They will be able to be the best chatters. They will scam your users. Don't go to poor countries.
And I was asking this because I have a lot of German friends, a lot of German agencies that recently switched actually from OnlyMonster to Creator Hero because of the translation. Because, for example, they use chatters from, let's say, countries that are not as that is not doing as well as Germany. Because, for example, if you were to pay a German chatter, it will cost you around 3K per chatter, but if you were to pay a Romanian or a Filipino chatter, it will be way less. So I spoke with one of your colleagues yesterday, and I was wondering, like, how will you guys, implement a proper translation in your tools? Because I tried once translating. That's why I'm not running the Romanian traffic, even though I'm Romanian. I tried once translating a message from English to Romanian, and it was bad.
Yeah, that's a very nice points that you're highlighting. Translation is important, and this is the reason why we actually implemented this whole new AI department to bring new tools related to translation as well. And Diana, the head of product team, she's not here today, but she is in charge of reworking the whole translation logic. So we are bringing new language pairs to the game, and especially related to German, just like you mentioned. There is a whole new thing already which has been implemented and coming up even better. So translation is one of the very important things. Totally agree.